Alexa, what is the temperature in Torres Del Paine, Chile?
Right now in Torres Del Paine, Chile, it's 3 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has snow flurries, with a high of 6 degrees and a low of 0 degrees.
In October 2017, I took a 7-day hike to Chile Patagonia, and here's a little clip that I've made. But first, the journey begins in New York City, where I had to take a 12-hour flight to Santiago, Chile for an eventual layover. Getting out of New York City was a mini adventure by itself, navigating the subways and buses to LaGuardia Airport before a rather uneventful plane ride as I transitioned out of an urban concrete jungle and slowly into the remote wilderness and beautiful landscape. Well, maybe not just yet, because the transit journey took a really long time. Over the next day or so, I'll find myself in buses, airports, taking in lousy airplane meals, and more bus rides just to find my way to the southern tip of Chile. Here I am at a layover, going through my plan, having a cup of coffee, waiting for my next plane. Eventually, a final flight to Punta Arenas, spending a night there in the town, before a last 4-hour bus ride north to Puerto Natales. The town of Puerto Natales itself was already very pretty, and I had one last night of a hot shower, good internet connectivity, and civilization before I readied myself to join my trekking group. Here was a chance to take a deep breath, take a good night's rest, and be ready for an adventure. Day 1, we woke up at 7 AM for an early start and headed into Torres Del Paine National Park. Along the drive, we saw some wildlife like guanacos and even a pair of condors, flying majestically in the distance. The day's plan was simple, a 20-kilometer round trip without our main packs to see the iconic Los Torres. The weather indeed changes dramatically in the park. We started the trek with great sunny weather, but it quickly turned foggy, cold, windy, and wet, especially right when we arrived at the Torres. We waited about 15 to 20 minutes, hoping for the weather to clear up a little, to get a clearer view of the Torres, but it did not. Nonetheless, standing by the glacial lake and surrounded by towering rock structures was surreal and a very humbling experience. The beauty of the park is really hard to put into words, and today was just the first day. We returned to camp, had an amazing meal, and ended the evening with wine, pisco sour, and music. It's been years since I last pitched or stayed in a tent. During this season, the night temperatures were at or around 4 to minus 6 degrees Celsius, and I thought I wouldn't sleep well. But with all that walking exertion through the day, I actually slept extremely well each night and discovered the wonders of thermal rest. Never sleep on the cold, hard floor. Day 2 was a transition day from Los Torres campsite to Camp Saron. Our first day with a full load, and being a little inexperienced, I definitely carried a bunch of unnecessary items, so my pack was probably at around 12 kilograms. Thankfully though, I made the best purchase ever with my Gregory Baltoro 75. It was a little expensive for a backpack, but it really made a difference. Oh, and always bring and use hiking poles. And with that, day 2 done. This was easy, right? I could totally do this all day.